Yep, good evening everyone. Welcome to the PSGL Modern Classic event. So we're just waiting for the last 3 drivers to join the lobby. So yeah, Modern Classic event, we're going to be looking at 4 races, 4 25% races, starting off with the F 2004 from Ferrari around Monza. Then we go to the 2008 McLaren around Silverstone in the wet. The next week will be the Brawn GP 09 around Australia, finishing off in Abu Dhabi with the 2010 Classics. So yeah. So yeah, we're going to go 8-5, just wait for a few last minute drivers to join, because there is a bit of space. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the last few drivers to join. And so you see there is space. I've got Cherry 2 pie, so yeah, there's 2 spaces that we need to fill. We're looking to fill 2 spaces. So if there's anyone watching in PSGL who's interested, then we can get people in. But yeah, we're just waiting for people to get online. You know, people unreliable. They sign up and they don't even race. So yeah, we're just waiting for the last few drivers to join. Oh, CC Brain. CC Brain, and yes, we've got a legend of the site in the chat, Giuliano Manu, the wet weather specialist. So hello to Giuliano Manu. But yeah, as I said earlier, we've got 2 rounds tonight, 1-shot qualifying, then 25%, then 1-shot qualifying, and 25% round Italy in the dry, in Michael Schumacher's legendary 2004 Ferrari. Then we're going to Lewis Hamilton's title winning McLaren from 2008. So yeah, we're just waiting for the last couple of drivers to join, and yeah, we've got Jay Chatex joining last minute, so hello to Jay Chatex. So I believe that's now, we've got 20 drivers, which is great to see, and we're going to be good to go. So yeah, we've got Jay Chatex Forbes joining last minute, so that is 20 drivers. So we're going to be getting underway with a 1-shot qualifying round, the legendary Monza. So again, hello to Lordy, CC Brain, Giuliano Manu, Lewis Malam, and everyone else who is watching. So yeah, let's see how it goes. So yeah, we're finally lighting up, obviously seat default setups. Yeah, I do agree, Joel. J Architects. So yeah, 1-shot qualifying, then a 25% round 1. So in the legendary, iconic, yeah, it's an iconic, dominant Ferrari from 2004, that V10 engine. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, if the F1, the F2 drivers really are the guys setting the pace, or will it be, you know, an unknown driver, maybe a Giuliano Manu, or even a QPR Beast, or a Cherry 2 pie really flourishing. So yeah, 1-shot quality. I don't know how 1-shot quality really appears on the screen for a spectator, but we'll soon find out. But yeah, I'll just check my sound settings. Obviously want the sound to be, these are where we're looking, audio. Yeah, I'll just reduce it slightly, because you know, the V10 engines are a lot louder than the V6 hybrids. So now we've got 20 drivers for the inaugural classic event on F1 2019. Got a wide range of drivers here, and obviously default set, so it's an even playing field. So let's see how the 1-shot qualifying goes. And we've got nice order on the left and the iconic V10 engine. So let's go down the pit straight and see who's going to take pole position here at Monza. So we're just going to get some of the telemetry up. Here we go with QPR Beast. And we can really all ride on board with QPR Beast, the Estonian, into turn 1 through turn 2. Accelerates. Obviously these cars have traction control, so you can really apply the throttle hard and see what you can produce in these beasts. Now through the Curva Grande, down into the Delaware chicane. Very tricky. It's a 25.7 from QPR Beast, so a very strong first sector from QPR Beast, who's actually been in retirement recently, and it's his birthday as well, so happy 18th birthday to QPR Beast. I'll just come through the Lesmo 1, then Lesmo 2 coming up as Cashman has left the session, which is what you like to see, people lacking commitment on their qualifying laps. But currently the order is Blaze Airy, TTG Forbes and QPR Beast. Blaze Airy doing a great job in P1 at the minute, so let's keep on board with Blaze Airy. He's actually in F5, so a bit of a surprise seeing Blaze Airy so far up, but let's see how it all plays out in the final part of the lap. So riding on board with Blaze Airy into Parabolic, but it's QPR Beast currently leading the way. Lordy MK, then Bugatti as well. Johnny O'Manu is 5th. That lucky person 6th, even 7th. But it's all changing on the run to the line. So who's going to take pole here at Monza? Is it going to be QPR Beast on his birthday? It is a QPR Beast with a 19.9. So QPR Beast is on pole position here at Monza in the inaugural Modern Classic event. So congratulations to QPR Beast on pole position. A stunning effort there to take pole, but look at the amount of invalidations, the corner cutters, so many. But indeed, it is QPR Beast on pole, header Blaze Airy, Bugatti is 3rd, Lordy MK 4th, Johnny Arno 5th, Stephen, that lucky person, RRC Sterling, Okeke and Cherry 2 Pie round out the top 10. With Cashman, Midnight, Josh, Callum Anderson, J6 Forbes, Zexa, Lickle, Roscoe and Toxic Tomato really rounding out the grid. So there we have it, QPR Beast, who doesn't really play the game, on pole. So a stunning effort from the young Estonian driver. So an interesting qualifying session, obviously only one shot, so really hard for drivers to really nail that. But you know, experience really coming to the fore. But in terms of the race, I'd watch out for Bugatti. You know, he looked really strong in these cars in a few practice sessions. And no, Callum Anderson, you do not have to pit. No pit stops. So yeah, we're formation up then, a 25% race. Pit stops are not mandatory, so let's see how this race goes. I don't know how if there's going to be any overtaking, because obviously no DRS and no obviously, you know, it's really hard racing, pure racing. So hopefully you can really enjoy, let's also enjoy some of the, you know, the onboards, the engine sounds, just on the formation app. Yeah, you can really hear that V10 engine sound. Just a beautiful engine sound. So yeah, 25% race here at Monza. Everyone in Michael Schumacher's title-winning car from 2004. The car, he won his 7th World Championship in with the car. Actually won 15 other races that season. So you know, a really dominant season from the Prancing Horse. We see a little bit of shenanigans on the formation up. And hello to Machine for She. So yeah, it was a one-shot qualifying, and it's QPR Beast on pole position. So yeah, hopefully the engine's not too loud. But you know, it is a beautiful sightseeing, you know. Such an iconic car, an iconic venue, and some of the best drivers around from F1 up to down to F6. So yeah, it's a good mixture of talent. So yeah, obviously we had quite a lot of drivers drop out, but we had a lot of drivers really join last minute. So hopefully people do take this race seriously, because there could be a few repercussions. So yeah, the formation lap looks to be completed now, and it will be QPR Beast lining up, the man who won a couple of races in the top tier back on F1 2017, but now in retirement, enjoying retirement, as I said, on his 18th birthday, having a leisurely Wednesday night drive. So as they line up on the grid in front of the Tifosi once again in 2020, 16 years or so after Michael Schumacher won the title. And hello to Blizzard. It's a shame that we couldn't get you on the grid, Blizzard, but too late. So here we have the drivers line up on the grid here at the legendary Monza circuit. Let's look for the pole sitter, QPR Beasts. As they're now on the grid, we wait for 5 red lights here at Monza for the inaugural PSGL Modern Classic event, and it's lights out and away we go. And it's a good start from QPR Beasts, making the most of that traction control and a bit of wheel spin from a few cars behind. But yeah, it's QPR Beasts leading into turn 1 ahead of Blaze Airy. Let's look a bit further down Skivan, and there's a bit more white side by side action. What's going on here? I don't know who's who. It's very hard to tell. But yes, Skivan remains in 3rd place. Yellow flag's back down, further down. But anyway, it's QPR Beasts leading. Blaze Airy 2nd, Skivan 3rd. That laggy person up to P4. Great start from him. Lickle's out of the Grand Prix. Lordy's 5th. Bugatti's 6th. Lordy's 6th. And is that a safety car? I'm not getting any got any info. Minimap, where's the info? I've got no info. I think there might be a virtual safety car. Yeah, VSC. I can see the VSC. So we've got a VSC already. Obviously there was no VSC back then, but yeah, it looks like we've got a bit of a VSC. So no flags on my screen, but yeah, a VSC at the minute. Yeah, VSC is out. So Licklebox out of the Grand Prix already. Disastrous for him. But, you know, that is racing, and he'll have a chance to atone for his sins next time out at Silverstone. So, yeah, the VSC is still out. And it's unfortunate for, you know, the great Licklebox. So when will this VSC end, I do wonder. Still under yellow flag conditions. And are we going to be underway yet? They are applying the throttle hard. Are we underway yet? No. I'm not getting any data. No, green, we're green. It's Blaze Airy down the inside. Into turn 1. On QPR Beast, will Blaze Airy lead the Grand Prix? QPR Beast on the inside, but defends it. That's experience for you. That's a race winner in F1 for you. So great racing there from Blaze Airy and QPR Beast. But up through the Curva Grande. Look at this V10 engine, really making the most of it. Side-by-side action into this tricky chicane. Blaze Airy down the inside for the lead of the Italian Grand Prix. Side-by-side action through these iconic cars, and it's a great move from Blaze Airy up to P1. QPR Beast P2, Skevens P3, further down Bugatti's P4, that laggy person P5. Then it's Lordy NK in P6, VRT Midnight 7th, Giuliano Manu doing a great job in P8, using all that experience and quality. VRT Josh is 9th. Then it's Callum Anderson in P10. Let's go on board with Jay Katek, the F1 star. A couple of race wins to his belt, F2 champion on F1 2018. So what can Jay Katek do around the outside of Callum Anderson? Callum Anderson holds it in, but Jay gets the move done, so nicely done there. So let's look maybe further down. A bit of Cherry 2 Pie perhaps down in P13. Struggling a little bit for pace, but I'm going to go back on board with QPR Beast. QPR Beast right behind Blaze Airy. QPR Beast, as I said, it is his birthday, so he'll want to win on his birthday. But I think I'm going to go on board with this man, Bugatti, right behind Skeven. Down the top in a straight. And it's good to see a lot of action in these cars. No DRS, but a lot of slipstream effect on this game, it seems. So yeah, Bugatti down the inside of Skeven. And he makes the move done, so yeah, great move there. There's a bit of a contact behind. It's Lordy and Skeven, so two of the most experienced drivers on the grid really coming to blows there, which is a shame. Now let's go on one with more experience. It's Giuliano Manu up to P5 in... Oh, Giuliano Manu onto the grass. A little bit aloof. But is the corner of Jar for the other Ferrari of Josh? No, it's not. Giuliano Manu maintains the position. So yeah, the door wasn't quite ajar there to make the move. So let's go on a bit further down. See how Lordy's recovering. Did Lordy get damage from that, or is he all okay? It looks to be all okay. A bit of an innocuous challenge. A bit of a contact there from Lordy and Skevan into turn 1. So it's a shame for Lickles to be out of the Grand Prix, as we've got more action going on. Sorry. Giuliano Manu. It's all kicking off. I need to look further back. Let's look at this into the Ascari chicane. Skevan maintains the position over Roscoe Dodger. So it's good to see these cars really are, you know, providing some great racing despite having no DRS. You know, really pure, proper racing. So I'm going to go back on board with Bugatti. Where is he? In a minute, up the inside. Oh, no, let's go on board with the Bugatti. Is he close enough? Fastest lap for Midnight. Obviously, a point will be handed out to the fastest lap. Man in the top 10, going on board with Josh. Where's Josh? Josh up the inside, perhaps, on the JGTX. No, can't get the move done. So, yeah, JGTX is 6. Josh goes the up and under the switch back, and it's a great traction zone from Josh there up to P6. So, yeah, a lot of action happening. And very hard to keep up with everyone. Perhaps Lordy MK and Cherry 2 Pie through the Curva Grande. Cherry 2 Pie versus Lordy MK. Cherry 2 Pie goes very hard on the aggression defending there. Sorry, it makes sense, but yeah, aggressive defending there from Cherry 2 Pie. Lordy MK and Cherry 2 Pie, obviously not really friends, and you know it could get quite personal out there. Lordy MK has the outside line and the line into the corner. So a great move from Lordy around the outside into Lesmo 1 and now through Lesmo 2. So great stuff there. But this man, Bugatti, looks to be on the move. Currently P3, and it's good to see the action being really fruity so far. And I have to say, I'm surprised by Blaze Airy's pace. You know, a man currently in F5. So QPR Beast is going to QPR Beast in a bit of Midnight as well, so it's all kicking off for the battle for being second, third and fourth as the first place man is getting away. So some great dueling going on for P. So it's going to be 3 wide as VSC Midnight sets another fastest lap. Look for Midnight, let's go on board with him. No, that's not him. QPR Beast, let's go see QPR Beast is going to be mugged off. Midnight up to second, Bugatti down to third as Midnight makes a move round the outside into the opening chicane and gets the job done. So a great move from Midnight, who looks to be the fastest man on track at the minute. Great stuff from him. Further down, Skeven, and look at this midfield duel. It's a bit of a F6 train from Callum Anderson. Finished 5th in F6 when the season just gone. It's a really long train down to P14 with Stephen Rogers. Let's go on board with Stephen Rogers. What can he produce? As QPR Beast is ahead of Midnight, we've missed that. Sorry about that, but this midfield action does look tasty. Yeah, very tasty action. Really enjoying this action, to be honest. I think it's going to be a lot better than it will be next race at Silverstone in the tricky wet conditions as Cherry 2 Pie picks up a fastest lap. And as stated, you know, the top 20 all get points, so it'll be 30 points for the winner, 25 for second. So, you know, it's an opportunity where if you finish the Grand Prix or complete 90%, you're going to get some big points. So on board with Midnight, a little bit of lag there, a bit of ghosting, but Midnight now overtakes QPR Beast into... Oh, there's a contact behind, there's issues, it's a Cherry 2 Pie. Cherry 2 Pie's out, and we've got a safety car. We've got a safety car. And there's going to be a pit lane action. You don't have to pit, but people are pitting. And it's also an opportunity to maybe change your front wing to 1. So, safety car conditions here at Monza. And there we have it, the race has really been neutralised, and we've got guys in the pits. Will people change their front wings down to 1 to get that extra toe? I'm surprised Blaze Airy pitted. He was leading the Grand Prix. So, yeah, the race is going to be neutralised for a few laps, and the safety car has been deployed, which is going to really close the race up and give us an action-packed final part of the Grand Prix. So, yeah, that's what we like to see. So yeah, safety car conditions here, and we've seen, let's go, where can we look for the stops, there we go, we can look who stopped, and there's a bit of battling going on the formation lap, the safety car lap. Blaze Airy, 10-5 second penalty for a collision with Okiki, and did he pick up damage, I wonder, I don't know, but obviously these penalties will be removed afterwards, but still, you know, just behave yourselves a little bit, that's all I'm saying. But yeah, it's Bugatti leading the way, ahead of Midnight. QPR Beast, look at JGTX out of nowhere, up to P4. Julian Manu using all that experience, and Lordy just loves the penalty under the safety car. I don't know what it is, but he just can't help himself. You know, people just can't restrain themselves. So yeah, the race has been neutralised as people pick up time penalties for corner cutting. Like, how are people corner cutting under the safety car? I don't understand personally, but here we have it. So yeah, the safety car will remain out once again. You know, obviously after Cherry 2 Pie collided with Lordy, I do believe. So will we see anyone box for a new set of tyres, a new set of Dunlops? As we've got a bit of position changes on. What do you mean draw out a few people? As Lordy pits, he must have picked up damage, and he did. Lordy picked up some massive amount of damage, so disaster for the man who's been racing since season 7. So disaster for Lordy. Not really using his experience, and he will serve his penalty, which is good news for him. But it is Bugatti leading the way under safety car conditions. And obviously PSGL sign-ups are still open. You know, most of the leagues are full for next season, but we're still taking new drivers, especially like lower tiers. So if you're interested, DM me on Twitter, message in the chat, or join our Discord, which is discord.com/, it's PlayStationGL.com/Discord. So yeah, PlayStationGL.com/Discord. Draw out Stephen. I don't know what you mean by this drawing out. Well, there we go, Stephen. And what a man to... Oh! I thought there was a bit of lag. Sorry. I thought he was about to crash. But yeah, Stephen, another man full of experience and talent. You know, once upon a time, Stephen was one of the fastest men in the world. I think Maxi, Luca and Stephen is a partnership I'd love to see in the F1 League. Oh, fair enough. I've never heard the expression draw out. But anyway, the safety car is in this lap. So yeah, at least that's something new. Draw out means roast. But yeah, posh man like me has not heard of these expressions. So yeah, so lap 7 of 13. Who's going to take the win? Is it going to be Bugatti, Midnight, or QPR? It's maybe J-Chitex or Sterling, Josh, Laggy Person, OK Key, or maybe some of the guys who stopped as well. Laggy Person picking up a time penalty. So safety car is in, and the slipstream will be very powerful on the run down to turn 1. So who will be taking the full 30 points, as people cannot stop touching each other under the safety car. So we're going to stay on board with Midnight as Bugatti gets us back underway here at Monza, and it's a great restart for Bugatti. Sebastian Vettel-esque, and it's a disaster from Midnight, to be honest, because he's under threat from QBR Beast and J-Chitex. So let's keep on board with J-Chitex on the run down to turn 1. J-Chitex will make it 3 in the bed as we're going down on the run to turn 1. J-Chitex on the inside, QBR Beast on the outside, Midnight in the middle, and there's all sorts of wiggling going down on the straight, people on the grass and all sorts, but it's J-Chitex up the inside. Stunning stuff from J-Chitex there, the Welsh maestro. Side by side with Midnight. Midnight 3rd. QBR Beast is 4th. Sterling is 5th. Josh is P6. Giuliano Manu, but Kit's gone on board with Midnight. No. J-Chitex maybe. Sorry for the dodgy camera. J-Chitex up the inside, and he gets the move done. Midnight 3rd. QPR Beast is 4th. It's Lucky Pairs. A mix of a time penalty for corner cutting. Despicable driver against what Giuliano Manu on the fresh tyres up to P7. Really using all that of experience. So great stuff with Giuliano Manu. Let's go on board with Giuliano Manu actually, as QPR Beast has made a mistake. The birthday boys now down to B6. Giuliano Manu is just flying out there on that fresh tyre. These hard Dunlop tyres. The Sterling makes up a penalty. So Giuliano Manu is the man to watch, to be honest. He's flying out there. But QPR Beast could be looking to make amends after making a mistake on the exit of the Lesmo 2 corner. So let's go backboard with BRT, Midnight, no, J-Chitex. J-Chitex and Midnight side by side as Bugatti pulling away. Side by side, acting through onto the start finish straight as I'm running out of juice in my mouth to talk. J and Midnight side by side action. Who's going to be the last of the late breakers? And it is Midnight again. I've got Josh and Sterling dueling it out for P4, P5. Look for Giuliano Manu on those fresh tyres as there's a car in the gravel. It's that laggy person. Naivety. A lot of naivety going on. So let's go back on board with J-Chitex battling out with his fellow F1 star Midnight up the inside into this tricky tight chicane. J-Chitex and Midnight cuts the corner to maintain the position, but J gets back ahead. So J's up to 2nd. Midnight is 3rd. Looking further down, it looks to be settling down just a bit. Blaze area up to B6 after his stop. As Laggy Person's out of the Grand Prix, will we see another safety car, I wonder? Let's look on this track map. Della flags out, but no safety car thus far. So let's go back on ball with Midnight. Midnight up the inside, no. Sits in behind into the Escarpment chicane. And it's fair to say the racing is fantastic with no no DRS, proper racing. And Lewis Milan. That's what you expect in such an event. You know, people really letting their hair down. That's how your one man who's letting his hair down. It is Giuliano Manu, currently in P7, and Iran is probably watching the West Ham game. You know, enjoying his retirement, Paris. Now that man is only called up for special occasions, and today, unfortunately, is not special enough, despite Giuliano Manu's return to the division, PSGL. So yeah, Josh up to P3, Midnight is P4, but Alfie leading the way, dominating the modern classic event. And we've got Zexter and Lawley battling further down, but I don't want to really watch those sorts of drivers really. I want to really watch quality drivers like Giuliano Manu. Let's just enjoy some engine sounds from Giuliano Manu while I just take a sip of water. Yeah, I do agree, Paris. Every race is indeed special. Now let's see what VRT Midnight can do in the F2004 round the outside into the Ascari chicane. Is he going to get the move done? He does indeed. So the VRT boys swapping positions as Brett will be delighted. You know, really satisfied with his boys' work. So it's all kicking off. Looks like Motto currently P11 with Mr. Roscoe Dodger in P10. But look how fast these cars are down the straights. Really, I can't really keep up with what's going on. You know, that's how just enthralling it is. Giuliano Manu up to P6. This Bugatti sets another fastest lap as Midnight responds with a 20 points to 0. So my selection with Blazeri and Giuliano Manu. QBR Beast as well is in the mix. Could this end in tears for someone? Blazeri, Giuliano Manu. No, beautiful racing so far from those guys. As you'd expect from a man of Giuliano Manu standard, Mr. Tuesday Night. Used to racing on Tuesdays, but tonight is a Wednesday, and after Griefish, it's beautiful to hear these V10 engines back once again after so long. And there's a car off. I didn't really see. Oh no! Oh no! Disaster strikes for these guys. A pity, a surprise, but you know that is racing at this level. You know, people make mistakes and it ends in tears, unfortunately. So I just let the action really just happen. So it's a shame for those guys, but they really did put on a great show for us all. So let's look a bit further up, shall we? You know, for some more juicy action. Maybe Sterling, currently in P5. Can he get close on Josh in P4? Yeah, I agree, Mr. Millum. Not what you like to see. You know, it's not really PG, but this is racing, and this is what happens. So it's responding to a few comments. Let's go on board with Toxic Tomato, currently right behind Okiki and QPR Beast. So Toxic Tomato down the inside. Okiki also very late on the brakes and loses it under braking. Oh, naive. And after Grease, Stevens in, as is Zexa. So disaster for those guys. Steven down and out. You know, you thought a Manvic experience would really suit these old cars, but tonight is not really the night for him. Let's go on board with Callum Anderson. And obviously, you know, the action doesn't stop after this. You know, we have got another race after this. We've got Silverstone in the heavy rain in Lewis Hamilton's title-winning car. So stay tuned for that one. And to be fair, I've driven the cars a couple of days ago, and to be fair, it's probably one of the hardest cars I've driven. You just lose it in fucking gear 4, so watch out for that, as I know Alfie's going to be coming across the line very soon. So we'll quickly find him. Alfie wins the inaugural race in Monza. Oh, does he? No, sorry, we've got one more lap. Yeah, Paris, sorry, I thought the race was over. Perhaps there was a bit of a glitch, but no, we've got one more lap to go, and yeah, Paris we're actually full, so, but it is default setup, and to be honest, it's impossible to drive. No, I thought, I swear it said it was the fastest lap, but forget it. So anyway, a bit rusty in this old commentary role. I'm not usually the main commentator, so it's usually not an issue. But yeah, Alfie's pace hasn't really been there compared to JGTX, who's actually got the fastest lap, currently 5 tenths quicker than Alfie's fastest lap. So yeah, let's see if Jay can really get close enough. Yeah, that's very true, Fish. So let's keep on board with JJTech so they can close in on Bugatti. He's going to need a mega Ascari chicane. So can he get through Ascari in one piece? Alfie does, but Jay's even faster. Can the slipstream bring him close enough? And now we're on the final lap as we come up into the Parabolica corner for the final time here in Monza. It looks like it is going to be Bugatti from F2 who's going to be taking the inaugural win here in Michael Schumacher's winning car from 2004. It's going to be Bugatti who wins in Monza ahead of JJTech. So it's going to be Midnight in second. Who will take third? It's Josh. So it's Bugatti, Midnight, then Josh. JTech 12th, Sterling's going to be 5th. Let's look further down. Blaze Airy, who had the pace to win today, is going to be in P6. Where will Toxic Tomato finish? 7th. Lordy MK's up to 6th. So it's going to be Toxic Tomato in 8th, Roscoe 9th, and Callum Anderson in P10. Forbes in 11th. Where's QPR Beast, the birthday boy? P13. Okiki's falls in. Look at this man, Mr. Tuesday Night, Giuliano Manu, P14. As we said, 1st to 20th all get championship points. So, you know, there's a lot to play for these next 3 rounds. So it'll be Silverstone in the wet in Lewis's 08 winning car. Then next week will be the Brawn GP around Australia. Then the finale will be the 2010 cars around Abu Dhabi, including the Red Bull, McLaren and Ferrari, with the slower drivers going in the Red Bull. So that should be juicy. So well done to Bugatti on the victory, the inaugural victory. So there we have it, the podium ceremony. Not quite what it was back in 04, but you just want to appreciate, you know, the talent on show here. You know, there was some dirty driving, but some great racing, some hard racing. Yeah, I'm glad people enjoyed it, and like I say, we will have another race round Silverstone in the full wet in the McLaren. No, Paris. So there we have it, Bugatti taking the win, no penalties for him, and it will be, who's getting the fastest lap? VRT Josh. No, sorry, JJTech. JJTech will get the point for the fastest lap. So there we have, there's the results. So yeah, a great race, 90 minutes long, and we've got another race coming up. The One Hub Commentators Championship. Oh yeah. Yeah, so next up it will be Britain, and that's fine, Paris. That's fine. I understand, but I don't want to be, you know, aiding your goals to make big money. So next up it will be Silverstone in the wet. So yeah, with the McLaren MP423 at Silverstone in the heavy rain. So it's going to be a really juicy event, a really difficult event. You know, the cars are very difficult to drive in the conditions. No traction control, of course, and, you know, going to be relying on your feel, just your wit, especially in the one-shot quali. Yeah, thank you, Callum Anderson, for your kind words. So, and looks like we're readying up, so I'll be back in 1 second. For one-shot quality, it's going to be heavy rain, and traction control has been banned, so it's going to be a mess, but good fun. So here we go, qualifying is underway, and who's going to be the first to spin? These cars are very tricky to drive, so let's go on with Sterling through turn 1. These cars are so hard to drive, and Sterling's done a great job to be fair through the first sector. Yeah, these cars are ridiculous to drive, so yeah, Sterling doing a great job. Probably in P20 actually, so let's go on with someone who's a bit higher. QPR Beast. He's a man who actually can really thrive in these conditions. As Midnight's out, not surprised. So on board with QPRB, who took pole the first time round. Purple sector on, now Bugatti's ahead. Jagetex as well, so let's go on board with maybe a bit of Jagetex. Says he's not used these cars before, so he doesn't know how they feel, but look how tricky it is. Jagetex is onto the grass, so let's go on board with Bugatti. Where is he? Bugatti. Through cops, and yeah, you lose this car in gear 4. That's how tricky it is, but it's Bugatti leading the way, and it's pad 1, 2. No surprise, this pad traction is too much. As Bugatti nearly loses it through Baggett's and Beckett's. Will QPR Beast make amends? He does. QPR Beast takes provisional pole position ahead of Bugatti. QPR Beast, just a natural talent. It reminds me of QPR Beast does Bugatti. You know, very similar drivers to on the F1 day. So what can he do through Stowe? It's really changing the top 3. But yeah, these cars very tricky to drive. So who's going to take pole? Is it going to be QPR Beast? Is it going to be Bugatti? QPR Beast makes a little mistake. Bugatti gets ahead. QPR Beast gets ahead. And it's QPR Beast ahead of Lickle and Bugatti. So QPR Beast is on pole position yet again. So this man, you know, form is temporary, class is permanent from the young Estonian. And it is 11 men to set the times. And we've got a nice spread of 11 seconds between QPR Beast and Giuliano Manu. Still got guys actually driving still. So let's go on board with Cherry. Oh, Cherry 2 buys out. And that's that. Callum Madison's been disqualified as well. So yeah, these conditions very tricky. And obviously traction control has been banned. So people really struggling. So there we have it. It's QPR Beast on pole position yet again ahead of RRC Lickle and Bugatti. Josh is 4th, Zexa, Sondre, great effort to go P5, Jake's X, P6, Roscoe, Forbes, Cashman and Okiki ran up the top 10. There's Joel, Blaze, Laggy, Toxic, Skeevan, Midnight Cherry, Sterling, Callum and Lordy round out the top 10. And yes, Callum, you've got to have some throttle control. And yeah, whoever gets to the end without spinning deserves a lot of credit, because these cars are awful to drive in these conditions, and it just gives so much credit to Lewis Hamilton, who won the 2008 British Grand Prix by like 50 seconds when his main title rival Felipe Massa won about 5 times. So yeah, it should be an interesting race and hopefully a fairly enjoyable one. So you've got Italy and Britain today, and next week we'll have Australia and Abu Dhabi. Australia in the Brawn, and Abu Dhabi in the 2010 Red Bull, McLaren, and Ferrari. So there we have it, 20 McLaren MP423s. Beautiful car. I love the aesthetic of the car, really aggressive looking and very nimble. So obviously this formation up very important to the drivers to get used to the circuit. So we had V10s the last race, now we've got V8s. And you can really see how tricky these cars are in these conditions. They're really losing it in the likes of third and fourth gears, so it is very tricky. But very enjoyable if you can really maintain the car and really look after the rear end. Obviously the pad has its benefits in these conditions, which is probably why we see certain drivers a little bit higher than we'd expect, but you know, credit where credit's due. It's not about the input device, it's about the talent and skill one possesses. Oh yeah, we've got quite a lot of drivers on the grid actually. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 drivers on the grid, no 7 drivers on the grid. So a bit of petulant behaviour going on, which is not what you like to see, but yeah, these guys are missing out on a crucial formation up. Getting used to these conditions really important. As we got a car off, did we? No, we didn't. I thought we did. Oh yeah, we did. We got RRT Lickle taking to the escape road. So how long will Lickle last this time? He only lasted a couple of corners in Monza. And if you remember, it was actually Heikki Kovalainen who took pole position back in 08. But obviously Lewis took the win in the wet in the race. So who's going to take the win? I think I'm going to go for Bugatti again. I think QPR is just a little bit race rusty. So I'm going to go for a Bugatti win with Jay Chatex in second. Interesting. So QPR Beast returns to the grid here at Surrey Silverstone 12 years ago. A young Lewis Hamilton dominated the wet here at the home of British Motorsport. But who will win today? Will it be QPR Beast? Will it be Bugatti? Or will it be someone else who will write their names in the PSGL history books in the modern classic event? Who will win after Alfie's amazing victory at Monza? And who? No, there was no TC in 08. That's why we banned it. There was TC in 07. But they banned it for 08 because Masters won a few times at the start of the season. So yeah, there was no TC in 08. That's why we banned it. If there was, you wouldn't spin. So anyway. 5 red lights here at the home of British Motorsport, and Lewis Hamilton's title-winning car from 08. Who's going to take the win? And there's a few jump starts. There's a Cherry 2-Pie. Oh, disastrous from Cherry 2-Pie. But who's going to get a great start? It's Bugatti. Bugatti takes the lead, the British Grand Prix, into turn 1. Sexa up to B3. A bit of wiggling going on. So let's see who gets through turn 1 and turn 2. Okay. Is there going to be any spinners? Any cars losing it? It's Sexa to second. Lickle third. QBRB's fourth. But Bugatti's already a second clear. Stunning stuff from Bugatti. And look at these cars, and there's already issues further back. Big issues with Jay Chatex down to P19. Really struggling is Jay Chatex. As we've got Zexa up to P2. Great from Zexa. Lickle's third. QPR Beast's fourth. Joel Diamanu's also down to P20. Big problems for those guys. So Joel Diamanu and Cherry 2-Pie looks to be already out of the Grand Prix, which is a shame because these cars are so tricky to drive. So let's go back on board with Zexa. Really struggling for grip, struggling for traction. Lickle blocks up to P3. Past Zexa for P2. So yeah, up to P2 is the Lickle blocks. Zexa's third. QBR race for Josh and Roscoe Dodger batting into cops. It's really settling down now as Joel Diamanu, the wet weather specialist, currently down in P20 as Cashman's out, as we've got a virtual safety car. So a really chance to really calm things down. But look, let's go on board with Joel Diamanu, the wet weather specialist. down in P19. Disastrous for Joel Diamanu. And yeah, Stephen up to P7. 8 positions gained, as pointed out by our pit lane reporter, Paris Burrell. So 8 positions gained, 9 positions gained for Stephen now. So great news for him. And Zex has actually bottled it under the virtual safety car. I'm not sure what's happened. What's happened to him? Where is he? Oh, there we go, P10. So yeah, TNR Zexa, it's now P9, so it's all kicking off. Stephen has decided to box Burrell. Burrow as we're underway again. Burrow or Burrell. As we're underway again. Oh, there's all sorts of sliding through the final corner. Problems there. Stephen's in. Has gone ball with VRT Josh. That's Roscoe Dodgers doing a great job in it so far as Cashman is now out. Stevens decided to pit for some reason. I'm not sure why. The ball with Josh. Can he get a run on Roscoe Dodger? Look how hard it is to pass the throttle. Even in 5th gear. Up to B4 is Josh. And he's got the job done. Yeah, I don't know why we got some mandatory start. And even in the wet, you don't need to pit. You never need to pit in the wet conditions. So we've got a bit of side-by-side action. Zexa battling Toxic Tomato. 2 good friends. Oh, nearly a spin. So I think we're going to be seeing a lot of rear-end action as the race progresses. Maybe Lordy MK. Lordy MK and Thompson Tomato side by side. Lordy MK. Oh, Skeven jumped the start. No wonder he gained so many positions. So on board with Lordy. Can he get the move on Toxic Tomato? Sits in the slipstream. On the run to Stowe. Cannot get the job done as Toxic Tomato actually breaks on the grass. So Lordy's going to take the initiative on the inside into Stowe. And he's up to P9. So we're great. Oh no! There's contact. And Lordy's out. So yeah, Toxic Tomato lost the car. And we've got a safety car. Oh, and Toxic Tomato's now around. Fucking useless. Toxic Tomato, the man who actually won F2, takes Lordy out. So, disaster for him. As we got busy pit lane. So, good for Skeven, and the race is neutralised. So, disaster for Lordy. And we've got a busy pit lane. And it's actually a chance for people maybe to put the front wing down. To give it the stability, I don't know. So yeah, a shame for Lordy, but we have a safety car, so a chance for people to really calm down and sit in and just enjoy. You know, it's just a chance to take a breather and, you know, just relax. A chance to relax. So yeah, busy pit lane, but you know, this safety car is really giving people a chance. And yeah, Toxic Tomato apologises a Lordy, but you know, it is racing, and these cars are really difficult to drive. So yeah, Zix is down to P8, Cam Madison's P9, Maggie Person's P10, VRT Midnight P11. I'm not sure what he's doing. Skeven, look at this man, Skeven. Let's go on board with him actually. Let's see how he's really faring in these conditions. A man, you know, full of talent. A little bit washed up, but talented on his day. We really can see him really work the wheel. And we've got Cherry 2 Pie off, another wet weather specialist down in P18, and that man spinning under the safety car. He looks finished, he looks done, he's got damage, and he's miles behind. Put Sholdy on a Manu. Can he make the back of the pack, I wonder? So while Lordy's out, we're actually going to invite Lordy in so he can help me with the commentary for the final few laps. And look at that, Toximo's already spinning the car. And yeah, and we've got Lordy, and the man who's actually out of the British Grand Prix here at Silverstone. A real nasty collision, Lordy. You made a great move, but other drivers really couldn't keep it together, it seemed.
Yeah, a bit of a shame actually. Cameron's quite reliable on track normally, so a bit of a shock when I got clouted in this side pod and taken out of the British Grand Prix. But yeah, I was having a lot of fun. Monza was a bit of a mess. Some people just, I don't know. I know it's a social event, but oh dear. Some people were all over the place. It was a car park. It turned one of 3 times in 3 laps, so ridiculous. Well, yeah, it's surprising. QPR Beast has been up there for every race. But so.
It just proves, you don't need to practice for these races, because raw talent comes to the fore, and QPR Beast is one of those drivers, as is Bugatti, really shining.
Yeah, I do agree. I think I'd like to give a shout out to myself as well. I think I did alright, especially in quali, but some people like the dive bombs everywhere and penalties galore. But Big C, the safety car, looks to be coming in this lap. So do you want to take us through the restart?
You might as well stay for commentary as well. Good. And we can see lots of people picking up these penalties under the safety car. It's not what you want to see. Actually, we've got a car off in the background. I'm not sure what's going on there.
Yeah, VRT Josh is a VRT. I think he's just spun. And I don't know if he's out, but he is going very slowly on the grass. He's in 5th gear, Big C. He seems to be a bit stuck.
Yeah, maybe
Giuliano Manu coming past.
Yeah, a wet weather specialist is Giuliano Manu, but the safety car is in, and we're going to be back underway here at Silverstone with Bugatti from F2 leading the way ahead of his best friend RLT Lickle. So all these drivers will have to cope with the condition. Lickle with a decent exit out there through the final corner.
Yeah, well, Lickle's been complaining about wheel issues all weekend long and all week long, but look at him go. He's flying out there, really trying to stick with his best friend Alfie. But don't shy away from QPR Beast. He says he's not on the pace, but he's only 5 tenths behind.
Yeah, he is indeed, and it looks like we've got a bit of midfield action with VRT, but no, we haven't. Callum Anderson, Lordy. Callum Anderson is really struggling out there in that the F6 driver, and Toxin up to P13, but as Giuliano Manu, the wet weather specialist, Lordy, is out.
Yeah, he is. It's Sterling and Toxic Tomato go neck and neck onto the Wellington straight, and Sterling's lost it. There you go. See you later. See you in a bit.
Jakey Tex.
Jakey Tex is off as well.
Skeeving up to P10, so he's really making amends. Callum Anderson's off as well. Callum Anderson, he's off as well. So, these cars, so hard to drive, aren't they?
Yeah, they're very difficult. It's more torque than anything compared to any car that we've experienced in this game. You've got the likes of the Brawn that's got some speed, but the torque is controllable. But these cars, they've just got so much revs.
Blaze Airy's off at Cops. They're all going. That's gone what we've done. Cherry 2-5's out.
Yeah, some of the corners you really, really shouldn't be spinning on. Cops is one of them. You're pretty flat through there. A lot of downforce in these cars. They're not that old. Some of these corners, especially turn 1, you really shouldn't be going off at the traction zones that you're going to be struggling with. But look at Blaze Airy, that man's all over the shop.
He is indeed, but Skeeman's up to P8. Pass up side by side through Blaze Airy into Stowe. Skeeman up to P8, so experienced driving from Skeeman, the Northern Irishman, really showing what he can do as JD Tex. Afterwards, that will off up to P11 now. So things settling down slightly, but who will be next to spin? That is the question.
It's very difficult. JD Tex is going to get a side pod full of that man. Keke. Or Kiki, or whatever you want to say. His yellow flag's been taken free once again.
Yeah, Stevenson again. Who else can we go on board with? BRT Midnight looks to have the pace round here. And he has the service penalty to Steve, and he has to be drunk to start. So yeah, Midnight up the inside. Zexon just ahead, nearly hits him. Does what's his name? Forbes. Yeah, as Backy Person's out as well. Disastrous. But Midnight looks very confident, doesn't he?
Yeah, true. As Forbes nearly loses it coming onto the straight, the key is as Forbes still struggles on the straight. The key is, you've got to feather the throttle. Keep the revs low. Short shifting is going to get you so far, but even so, the revs are so high in these cars that short shifting isn't actually going to give you the benefit that you actually desire. So you really need to keep it on half throttle. for a lot of the gears. And then you get to about 5th gear and then the downforce kicks in, you've got that extra grip and your car really sticks to the surface. But a lot of these drivers have either twitchy thumbs or twitchy feet, Pixie.
Yeah, I do agree. Side-by-side action, Midnight and the other McLaren of Zexa. So Midnight round on the outside, Zexa nearly loses it. But Midnight gets him moved on through Cop's corner, so a great move there from Midnight. But yeah, Midnight looks up the pace, but he's now 7 seconds behind QPRB. So the top 3 look done and dusted, Lordy, unless there's a spin. But those top 3 do have a lot of experience, so I'd be surprised.
Yeah, there's been a lot of practice them at boyos over there. But surprising about Zexa, he's normally got a lot of pace, as you see another driver retiring from the session. He's normally got a lot of pace in the 2019 cars, but some of these drivers just don't have that raw talent, as you were saying, in these old classic cars. You know, you've really got to control how the car is in a straight line. You know, you get a kink of oversteer or a kick of the back end, and it really does send you off the line as Zexa. That is rubbish.
Yeah, and Toxic Tomato also had a bit of oversteer through Stowe. Yeah, Toxic Tomato is a mess. The F2 champion, the man set to be an F1 next season, struggling in these 08 cars.
Sorry, Roscoe Dodger nearly lost it on the start-finish straight, and Jacob just sweeps around the outside. Roscoe is in no man's land, actually doing alright considering he's a low-tier driver, as they call it, F5 driver. But yeah, really putting in a solid performance, turning his traction off, unlike some others, like Blaze Air. He seems to have a lot of pace, but just can't control the car.
Exactly. I was impressed with Blaze in Monza, but he decided to pit under the VSC for no reason, despite dominating. So, a bit weird that was, I thought.
Yeah, I do agree. I finished 6th in Monza, and I had red wing damage for half the race, so that really did shine. The pedigree really did shine through. As Joel returns and is back in the race, and he's actually going to be battling people, Big C, as Blaze Air is off again.
A shame.
Yeah. Dead.
That's a shame. Will we see another safety car under as Bugatti's now a second clear of Lickle blocks? Jacob's only 2 tenths behind Zexa.
Dr. Tomato's in the barrier again, sorry. Keep interrupting you, but all these spinners. Dr. Tomato, very eager on the throttle, Bixie, as I was saying. These drivers really just can't feather the throttle, and on Cops again, he's struggling all over the place. And once them tyres are heated up, they're destroyed. He may as well pit.
And obviously, everyone's running default tyre pressure, so, you know, they're on the lowest setting, which obviously controls their heat a little bit better, perhaps. So, Forbes on Zexa, is it? Yeah, Zexa around the outside, and look at that other car. Who's that? Roscoe Dodger, Stephen Rogers up the inside. Oh.
Roscoe Dodger bites the dust, exactly the same as Cameron when he killed me. Bites the dust, and that's the end of his British Grand Prix.
Let's go with Zexa, he's right behind Forbes.
Yeah, these two are like grannies on ice, to be honest. Just look at the revs. Like they're just too high on the revs. Like,
Lordy, no one's practiced.
They've got to tone it down.
I don't know.
I know, but it's been 8 laps to adapt, and these drivers.
The wet weather specialist.
It's what I like to see, though. Enjoyment, people just having a good time, and league racing, you know, really bringing people together, having a lot of laughs, especially in the party that I was in, Big C. That's what league racing's about. I think some people need to take a back seat, you know, not too seriously.
I do agree. Myself included, Zexa and Forbes side-by-side action. These two, I believe, are good friends as well, so it's good to see some good clean racing between an F2 driver and an F4 driver, so... Oh, F3 rather, so it's good to see.
Yeah, but if they carry on anymore, this Josh geezer who had a moment earlier in the race will be back up into 6th, so they've just got to be careful. As Exonelli rear ends Forbes going through Cops, has to downshift so aggressively just to keep the car in a straight line. Yeah, just checking Lickle and Bugatti. They are very close, pardon me.
Yeah,
I can imagine what's being said.
I'm surprised Lickle's as fast as he is, to be honest, in these conditions. He's not really good in the wet. So he's doing a really good job to stay with Alfie, but, you know, Alfie is one of the harder drivers to pass, especially in these conditions. Alfie would easily put you on a curb, and it could be curtains for you.
I do agree, these aggressive drivers really thrive in conditions where there's not limited traction out there, and if you're on the slippy surface, you know, away from the racing line, the lack of traction is just, you know, bags and bags of difference, to be honest, and that's it. As we see, Dr. Tomato should have happened earlier. As you see, all 3 abreast. Oh, look at them, Big C. Blaze area. Oh, Josh Sixer, and no.
Oh, I missed it.
Oh, sorry, like fucking sheep in a field. All jumped together through the final corner, and Blaze just gets slashed by Forbes, and that's the end of his race.
Oh, Skeeven's off as well. Skeeven's off with the final Stowe, and disaster for Skeeven.
Oh no.
Rubbish.
So, yeah, Roscoe Dodger's going to be catching him at this rate. The Gary's on. There's nearly a minute separating the pole man Bugatti and Roscoe Dodger. So yeah, very split grids at the moment, just cycling through. And the closest battle is the top two, Big C.
It is indeed. So let's keep on board with Lickle. But what our feet make a mistake. That is why since Lickle has a bit of oversteer through cops. But yeah, things are really settled down with all those DNFs. So it is to be expected. Very difficult conditions, but very entertaining for our viewers.
I do agree. I'm glad that myself and a few others came up with the idea, and obviously you portrayed it to the audience, and people really jumped on board. So we would like to do more events like this, as everybody's up for it. So if you've got any ideas or any wants or needs, then always contact the likes of Big C. Even me, I'll happily slap your opinion across the Big C if you really want to, and we'll get it done, because that's what we want: fun and enjoyment in PSGL. It's not all serious where we come from. Well, not for me anyway.
Exactly. I'm a man of the people, Audie. I'm always happy to be, in your DMs.
You can be in my DMs for as long as you like.
Lovely, lovely. So, 6 senses between the top two. Fair play to these two guys. Yet to make a major mistake. But it's fair to say Midnight has closed... no, he hasn't. He's lost a position to Gage Tex. So a bit of a mistake there from Midnight at some point. As Zex has picked up disqualification. Due to multiple penalties.
Yeah, I'm not really too sure how that is a thing. How do you get disqualified in the wet? That is. Yeah, Jackson needs to have a long, hard look at himself, I think. I don't know how to get disqualified in one of these races. But anyway, we will proceed as the yellow flags continue to wave in Sector 3. We've got the likes of Liverpool and Bugatti still very closely tuned together. Like an orchestra, look at them. They're just from the same tune, Big C. Singing from the same song sheet.
We do indeed. I would love to see a bit of a collision between these two to have a bit of drama in the post-race party. Yeah,
I do agree. You're out shouting, yelling. It's all off-putting distractions for these drivers, and some people can handle it and some people can't. And the likes of Little Blocks will be heated, especially under the helmet. You know what he gets, like very emotional driver, this Little Blocks, compared to Alfie, who's more lackadaisical and very laid back.
Yeah, a bit more aloof.
Aloof, yeah, aloof. Couldn't have put it better myself.
Yeah, so for the 10th time we come through Stoke corner, as Zex actually books, he got 3 10-second penalties in the final chicane.
Well, strict corner cutting's on for a reason. If you keep cutting the same corner, you've got to learn from your mistakes, and if you're not learning from your mistakes, then what are you doing? Not too sure. Poor old Zexa.
I do agree. 3 laps to go here at Silverstone. Will it be Bugatti? Will it be Little Block taking the win? Bugatti won the first race in Monza and looks, to be really commanding at the top of the championship. Obviously, 30 championship points for the winner and 25 for second place. So everyone in the top 20 gets a point, or at least a point if they finish the race. So.
Yeah, and that DSQ from Zexa promotes me to 18th. So the more the merrier. More points for me, as people have been saying in the past. And also yellow flag in sector 2. Oh, it's QPR base. QPR base, the podium sitter.
Oh,
from the straight.
No.
He's recovered it well though, but he's going to be under pressure from Jay Shitex.
Sorry, I thought you were continuing.
No, that was it.
Okay. So we're going to have a great battle for P3. And also the battle for the win looks to be off, because Little Blocks is dropping a little bit of pace to the legendary Bugatti.
Well, some drivers are thirsty for achievements, and when you haven't won anything before, Big C, you've got to do something in your career, and Bugatti clearly wants this.
Oh, that's that. Time penalty for Little Blocks.
We'll definitely keep that under wraps. Definitely won't be telling his rival of the mishap that he's had. But don't you agree, Big C? Some people are thirsty.
They are, Lordy. I'm thirsty for a bit of Lordy MK. And I've just looked at the warnings, Lordy, and Bugatti's got no warnings. So the battle for the win looks to be done dusted. But the battle for third place is going to be the one to watch.
Yeah, Bugatti has been one of the cleanest drivers. Skeeven picked up a 10-second time penalty. I wonder where Skeeven is on track. Oh, yeah, the chicane. People love to cut that chicane. And Bugatti sets the fastest lap of the race, 12 laps in on the same set of wet tyres. So this man, there's no stopping him.
There isn't. Fair play. Natural talent, as Zex is obviously disqualified for his cheating, leaves the
Midnight in the wall, sorry. Midnight, no front wing with the remaining 2 laps of the race. And he is out, and Josh is also out in 9th.
Oh, and Sterling.
They're all dropping like flies. Big C, the tyre wear is horrendous. There'll be punctures and all sorts happening. It's already difficult, but when you've got 1 tyres that you haven't pitted on, it's going to be utterly horrendous. And people are already feeling the side effects.
Yeah, indeed. On board with JGTX, right behind QPR BC drivers used to battle in F2. Now they're battling in 2008, a time warp back to 2008, 12 years ago. Can you even think it? 12 years since Lewis Hamilton won his first world title.
Yeah, I do agree, as Callum Anderson just has a moment in the same section that Sterling lost it, and Roscoe Dodgers has no wing.
JGTX, look for JGTX up into Cop's corner. Louis will go defensive, surely. No, he leaves a wide berth. Then Jay up the inside and up to P3.
It's smart from Louis. You don't want to be hung out the outside, but around the outside on that curb, you really don't want to be hung out to dry on that curb. QPRB picks up a 70, but JGTX picks up a penalty as well.
But how did they pick up one? I thought it was didn't really go on the glass on my screen.
I'm not too sure. Strict corner cut in has its moments of madness, and there's another one. As Skeven has just passed Sterling for the 9th position. Yeah,
lovely stuff. So obviously, if you finish 90% of the race, you will get points. So I'll have to go back through the video and really see who DNF when to give out the World Championship points. But yeah, the top 20 will get points if they finish, to keep it as close as possible. And I don't know what we'll do about next week's grid, because obviously a lot of drivers who are on the original list didn't turn up. So I don't know if we just give priority to this lot rather than who signed up originally. I don't know.
Yeah, I think as the co-organiser of the event, I think you've got to give priority to people actually, show up and put their name down and actually turn up to these events. There's nothing worse when somebody puts their name down, really up for it, and then takes and holds somebody else's seat. The lack of commitment is bad.
It is indeed. So I think that sounds like a good plan. Especially, we don't want half the grid not being there and the title race not being done. Because obviously, they won't have any points on the board, but at least all these guys will have some points and a chance of taking the inaugural PSGL Modern Classic Event Championship.
Yeah, it's great to have events like this. We're also thinking of organising an F2 event. If anybody interested in driving the F Formula 2 cars while we have them on this game, 2018 or 2019, whichever preference is more sought after, you can happily join myself, Little and Alfie, Bugatti, and we can sort something out.
I do agree. Seems Wednesday's the really only 3-day we actually have got in the calendar. So, for Wednesday or Saturday, really, we have no leagues on during the season, so...
Yeah, Saturday could be a good one if people are indoors. I know the Saturday league, obviously people sort after Sunday, so it's more of a relaxing day, which I understand completely, being a member of F4. But Big C, Little might have had at least a life. I know it's only the final 2 corners, he's right on his arse.
He actually went purple in the middle centre, and obviously the fastest lap gets an extra championship point, so this could be crucial in the title race, but it's going to be through the final corner. Roscoe Dodgers lapped, and looks to be Bugatti taking back-to-back wins in the Modern Classic event here in PSGL. It's going to be Alfie who wins at Silverstone, with Lickle in second. No fastest lap for him.
Yeah, just look at all these penalties coming through. Forbes actually might take Midnight as well, as Skeven has spinned it on the straight.
So JGTX is third. Will QPR Beast take him? He does. QPR Beast takes third. So well done to QPR Beast. Deserved, I think. A great day for him. The birthday boy.
Yeah, fifth and sixth. Just keep your eyes peeled. He's got no front wing Midnight. Oh, Forbes is locked up into the chicane. Yeah, cool. That's it. Game over.
Game over indeed. So yeah, Jay's fourth. Will it be Midnight or Forbes due to penalties in fifth? Oh, and it is Midnight then Forbes and Callum Anderson. Honda par. Taking a good 7th place, and obviously 7th will reward big championship points, Lordy, which, points mean prizes.
Points do mean prizes, yeah, and it is fantastic to see the quality that's been on show tonight.
Yeah, 7th is actually 14 points, so, a good day for Callum Anderson, the F6 star, who will be actually racing on Sunday in the Race of Champions, which, Lordy, I believe you'll actually be commentating in. Oh.
Yeah, as Callum Anderson, unfortunately, in front of all of his beloved fans, has binned it in the wall on the final lap. But I don't blame him. Them tyres must be absolutely finished.
He is guaranteed 7th, even if he DNFs, so it's fine. Callum putting on a show for all of his fans, as you said. So yeah, well done to everyone. Thanks to everyone for watching, Lordy. I think it's been a successful event on the whole, hasn't it?
I do agree. If any viewers are watching and would like to participate in this event, you can either sign up to next weekend, which will be Australia with the Brawn 2009, obviously a historical win for the independent team, and we've also got 2010 cars around Abu Dhabi straight after that as well. It will be the same rules. Don't think we'll ban traction because they're both dry, giving people more preference. So if you are interested, hit me or Big C up and we will happily put your name down as either a reserve or a driver. We're not too sure, because we've got so many names to get through, Big C.
Yeah, so many names. We had lots of drivers like Blizzard and Oliver Fell dying to race, but, you know, spaces are limited. But it's fair to say, I'm happy with how it went, and hopefully next week can be a great event as well. And also Sunday for the Race of Champions as well, so it's going to be busy for PSGL. But yeah, confirmation of the results. Big Gassi, Lickle and QPRB the top 3. Jay, Midnight, Forbes, Conor Manson top 7. Resco and Steven rounding out the top 9 of the point scorers, and I'm sure a few of the guys will get points because they completed 90%, unlike Zach, so got disqualified. So yeah, any final words, Lordy?
Yeah, last thing to say, as Big C touched on, Race of Champions will be on Sunday, I believe.
Yeah, this Sunday from 7:30.
Oh, 7:30, an early
100%
start.
race distance.
Yeah, an endurance, a race of attrition, as people would like to say. You know, it has been an honour to commentate through F2, and I will be back for the Race of Champions on Sunday, so you can join myself and maybe Big C or maybe a mystery commentator that might be commentating. We're not too sure yet, but yeah, stay tuned on the Sunday night and I'll be there to take you through a full 100% race and short qualifying. Yum yum.
Yeah, because sorry, Lord, I know I didn't tell you, but it's not going to be short qualifying. It's going to be a reverse grid, so it's going to be F6 on pole, the F1 drivers at the back. So it's going to be Callum Hanson on pole, and it's going to be Louis 20th. So I think it's going to be really juicy in terms of action.
Oh, more changes happening to PSGL. It never stops. The modern era is moving so fast, even my brain can't keep up. But yeah, it's been myself and Big C, and he will sign off now.
Yeah, thanks everyone, and we'll be back. Well, I'll be back next week for Australia and Abu Dhabi. And yeah, if you're interested in joining PSGL or being part of the community, go to PlayStationGL.com/Discord, and you can join our Discord server, and one of us will be in touch very shortly. But for now, enjoy your evening, and until next time, bye.
Take care.